Hello everyone. Today we are going to present our micro teaching lesson plan focused on using Wordwall as an interactive tool for language teaching. The purpose of this session is to show how we can design, implement, and evaluate simple digital activities that support meaningful learning. Next slide, please. This lesson is designed for B2B university students, specifically pre-service English teacher, taking the course of Materials, Media, and Mediation. The class size will be around 19 and 25 students, and the modality will be face-to-face with a computer classroom with reliable Wi-Fi and student devices. And the time it will be around 45 minutes. Next slide, please. So, as we said earlier, the topic will be Wordwall, and the name of the topic that we are going to work is Wordwall, creating and using interactive activities for language teaching. The course of Materials Media Mediation already have basic digital literacy and previous experience with platforms used in education, such as Kahoot, quizzes, booklet, and many more. Also, they have a prior pedagogical foundation because of the career they are currently cursing. Next slide, please. So, the general objective is that the students will be able to design, publish, and use worldwide activities for language teaching, evaluating pedagogical appropriateness and adapting templates to learning goals and learner needs. This means that this micro teaching is to guide students in understanding how Wordwall works and how it can be used to create simple, effective, and pedagogical aligned activities. Next slide, please. The objectives will be divided into three main categories. First, the content-wise objectives that will be identify Wordwall templates and functionality, matching, quiz, random wheel, and sorting. Second will be create a short Wordwall activity, 6 to 8 items, aligned to a stated learning goal. And finally, explain how to integrate Wordwall activities into a lesson and use them for formative assessment. This means that the students will explore Wordwall's templates, create a short activity, and reflect how it feels in real learning goals. The second one is about terms of language, and the objectives are use vocabulary related to digital tools and game-based learning, such as template, embed, link, quiz, match, feedback, and real-time. Second is to give clear procedural instructions, imperatives, and sequential language when explaining how to use an activity. Finally, they will justify pedagogical choices using model and hedging language. For example, might be useful or will improve students' engagement. This means that they will use the vocabulary linked to digital tools and game-based learning, and they will practice giving clear instruction and explaining processes. Next slide. Finally, the cognitive objectives will be analyze different verbal templates and select the most suitable for a given learning aim, design and produce a working interactive activity, and finally, evaluate peer activities and give constructive feedback. In this, they will analyze and make pedagogical decisions, design activities, and evaluate another group's works. So, in terms of materials and resources, we will use the World website, devices such as computers, tablets, or smartphones with obviously internet access, a screen or a projector, depending on where are we, A short handout with step checklist that will serve us as a guide on how to give the class and how to achieve the goals in the objectives. And finally, for the assessment, we will have a printed rubric that will help the peer assessment between the students. The key content that we are going to work with are templates and activity types, such as quizzes, matchups, gap fills, random wheel, sorting, and label maps. Next, we will be into creating items, text, images, audio, character limits, and best practices. The settings about timing, scoring, layout, privacy, the sharing about links, embedded codes, and classroom uses, the pedagogical uses, such as the warm-up, the practice, the formative check, differentiation, and everything that has to do with the structure of the class. And finally, the accessibility and device consideration. This is very important because, as we know, Wordwall is a website, so it needs an electronic device and internet to get access to, and those are resources that we do not always have uh, with us. So that's important to take in consideration. Next slide. So cognition and communication in terms of skills developed. We have four main types of developed in skills that we will go through that are language through learning, that will be the emerging lexical chunks and the score markers, useful for critiques and suggestions in terms of assessment. Second will be the cognitive skills. In the specific cognitive skills that we will be working in this part will be analyzing, selecting, designing, problem solving, planning, and self-monitoring. This has to do with one previous topic that we worked in the materials, media, and mediation plans that has to do with, for example, the EF skills. Second, we have the language skills, the instructing, explaining, justifying, asking for clarification, and providing feedback. And finally, the language for learning will be that the functions such as explain, instruct, justify, and request clarification. Next slide.
Okay, so Wordwall also contributes to develop the cultural awareness and responsible digital citizenship. Why? Because first, it promotes the inclusivity in activity design. When the teachers or the students create activities, they must use an accessible language and provide alternative text for image and avoid some cultural bias. Uh, this helped to ensure that all the learners, regardless of the background or the ability, can participate equally. Uh, Second of all, Wordwall is an online tool. So since it involves creating and sharing digital content, the students learn the importance of protecting the personal information and respecting the privacy of others, especially their classmates. And we have to forget that Wordwall is just an educational tool because it can also be used for other type of persons. So it goes beyond a teacher and a student. And now we are going to talk about the lesson plan. So give me a second. Well, now the lesson plan is divided in five times. The first time is a warm up. It's a warm up between 5 and 10 minutes. and it's a word wall with 5 questions. Let me open the word wall activity and show you how it looks like. Well, so as I said, it has 5 different questions to answer with our students. So this is the first one. This is the second one. This is the third one. This is the fourth one. And the last one. Uh, well, um, the purpose of this activity is to activate the prior knowledge of our students about digital games and develop attitudes toward the gamified task. So this allows them to get to catch their attention easier, and with the following step, we are sure that they are engaged in the presentation. In the language focus, we got quick expressions of opinion as I find, it helps when, and some more. Then for the presentation, we are going to show a demo of how it looks the surface of Wordwall. So first of all, we need to open our navigator. In my case, it's Opera, and we are going to search Wordwall, the app. And we are going to enter to the first link that appears in here. Well, here is the platform. It's a very intuitive platform, so it is very easy to use. Uh, every person in the world I think that can use it easily. So here it shows us some steps of how to use the app in very simple terms. And here it have the templates. But well, we are not going to go in deep with this. So let's go to sign up. So, well, first of all, you need an account to access to this application. So in my case, I'm going to sign in with Google. Oh, give me a moment while I get in there. Okay. Well, here it is. So when we log in, we got in here a space called community, but my page is in Spanish, so it's called comunidad. And in here we got different templates made by different people uh, with different topics. So it's very varied. Now in this space, we got our activities where we can see some of the activities that we have made. In here, we got create an activity, and in here, this is the side of the platform that is the most important for us as teachers. Because in here we got the different templates. Some of these templates are for free, like these first 9, 12 templates, but the other ones we need to pay. We need to pay for have access to these templates. How we can access to them? We go in here where it says mejorar, and here are the prices for having access to different plans of Wordwall. So here we got the standard and the pro. Each of them have more or less, how do I say that? Benefits. It has more or less benefits depending of which plan do you buy. But well, in this case, let's enter in here. So I'm supposed to create a game of matching pairs. So it's very easy to use. So here we put the name of the activity. So let's put a memory match. And in here we can, as you can see, we can use images. We in here we can search images. Let's imagine giraffe. Giraffe. And it shows a wide variety of images. Also, we can upload our own images in this button of here, or we just simply can write. In here, we got the button to delete, and in here, the button to add a new element. You see? And it's very easy to use. Um, so let's make an example giraffe. Here, crocodile. In here, a bird. And let's add some of them. We put an image. Entonces, giraffe. Here, a crocodile. And in here, a bird. Ah, sorry. In here, bird. Oh, no. So here we choose this option, and we are going to place the different images that we got in here. Oh, might need to search them again. Well, and imagine we have finished our activity. We click in here where it says listo, and it immediately creates the activity. Okay, it takes some time, you see, and here we got our game. So I'm going to make um, a fast presentation of this game. You see, and it works like this. So in here we got we can change the template. Let's imagine this one. So we don't need to create another template for that. So for example, this with this, this with this, and this with this. You see, it's very easy to use, as I said. It has a easy surface. So if we want to share this activity with our partners or with our students, we click in here where it says compartir. Okay, before we share our source, we need to add the topics that we are treating in this activity. For example, animals. Um, let's suppose it is from science, and then we click in publish or publicar. And here we got our link and the places that we can share our link. So let's copy. We click in listo already, and that would be like the most important part of knowing how to use Wordwall. Then, after this presentation of how to use Wordwall, we will have guided task of 15 minutes that is going to be in pairs. So each pair design a Wordwall activity aligned to a provided mini topic. Here are some examples of what they can do for the Wordwall. The scaffolds that we are going to provide are task sheets with learning name, suggested templates, example items, language frames for instructions, and we are going to circulate around the classroom monitoring the language use and the technical questions that can emerge from the presentation. And we can offer mini tutorials of how to solve their problems. The outcomes would be the activity, link saved, shared, and a one sentence explaining why that template choice. So the student would share the link to the classroom and say like, well, I choose this template because it helps us to develop easier one activity or another. And finally, finally no. Here we got the fourth part of the lesson plan. That is the production and output part. It would take 10 minutes, and we got the peer play and the feedbacks. So now the students, the pairs are going to exchange the links with another pair and play each other activity. It would take from 2 to 3 minutes each group. And then they are going to complete the feedback form. So here it is the feedback. The feedback will be rated from 1 to 4, and here we got the points for each of them. So 1 means needs improvement, 2 that is acceptable, 3 that is good, and 4 that is excellent. And here are the 10 criteria that the students are going to follow to to make the feedback. And finally, as the assessment, as a closure, it would have a duration of 5 minutes, where we are going to have a quick formative check. So the teacher projects the results of one of the activities and give some comments about it. And the students at the end are going to submit the activity in a platform or wherever the teacher asks to upload the activity, and then set and the sentence too. And that would be all the lesson plan that we plan. I hope that everything was clear and that the lesson plan was very complete. So uh, see you in a next class. Santi.